Welcome back to BookShortz, the place where stories come alive one epic summary at a time. If you love dark fantasy romance, powerful characters, and worlds full of gods and monsters, you're in for a treat today. We're diving into City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, a gritty, addictive, and emotional roller coaster that will grab you by the soul and not let go. Before we get into this wild tale of power, pain, and passion, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a single story recap. We drop deep and dramatic summaries of your favorite books every week. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's dive in. In a city ruled by monsters both divine and deadly, there's a girl who walks the line between predator and prey. Her name is Loren Calla, and her story is not one of fairy tales or heroic destinies. It's a story of survival obsession and the thin boundary between love and destruction. Welcome to the City of Gods and Monsters, where shadows speak louder than words, and power is the only true currency. Loren Calla lives in the walled city of Amydale, a place where humans live under the heavy gaze of monsters known as the Etherean. Born with magical blood but stripped of any powers herself, Loren is a human who has always managed to survive in the shadow of beings who could break her with a thought. Her life is hard but simple. Work, pay rent, keep her head down. But everything changes the night she's kidnapped by a monster far worse than anything she's ever faced. This monster isn't one that hides under beds. His name is Darien Castle, and he is an Etherean male with a reputation that makes others flinch. Cold, ruthless, and devastatingly powerful, Darien is a general in the Etherean army and the adopted son of the powerful Castle family. And for reasons Loren cannot begin to understand, he chooses to save her. After being tortured and nearly killed, Loren is left scarred both mentally and physically. But instead of letting her return to her former life, Darien takes her in, placing her under his protection. What follows is not a romance spun with roses and sunshine. It's something darker, rawer, something that burns and aches and consumes. Loren finds herself drawn into Darien's dangerous world, where political plots, gods, immortal skins, and ancient bloodlines create a tangled web of loyalty and lies. Loren doesn't know who to trust, and she certainly doesn't trust Darien. But he fascinates her. He's brutal and gentle, calculated and unpredictable. With him, Loren is forced to confront her trauma and the ghosts of her past. With every step deeper into Darien's world, she begins to see glimpses of a man who may be just as broken as she is. He is not the hero she wanted, but he might be the monster she needs. As Loren recovers and learns to live with Darien, she uncovers secrets that have been buried for decades. Secrets about her own family, about what really happened to her brother, about the true nature of the Castle family's power. The Ethereans were not always the rulers of Amydale. There was a war once, a war that tore the world apart, and in the ashes of that war the gods fell and monsters rose. The city is held together by fragile alliances and old grudges, and now something is stirring. A new danger threatens Amydale 1 that could destroy everything and everyone. The line between god and monster, between savior and destroyer, is beginning to blur. Loren might be the key to stopping it, or she might be the fuse that lights the fire. Darien is a storm, and Loren is the eye within it. The more time she spends with him, the more she sees past the armor and into the heart he tries so hard to bury. But even as their bond deepens, it becomes clear that loving a monster comes with consequences. Darien is not just feared for his power. He's feared because he is capable of anything to protect what's his. And Loren is now his, but Loren is not a damsel, and she refuses to be a pawn. She begins to train to fight, to reclaim a sense of control in a life that's always been ruled by fear. Her relationship with Darien evolves from wary cohabitation to a slow-burning connection charged with tension, longing, and the constant threat of ruin. Their chemistry is a live wire, sparking with every shared glance and unspoken word. The plot twists like a knife in the dark. There are enemies within the walls, allies who wear masks, and a greater evil lurking just beyond reach. Loren discovers that her blood may hold more power than she ever knew, and that the Castle family's legacy is tied to something ancient and deadly. There are whispers of gods who never died, only slept, and of monsters who want to wake them. Loren must navigate a world of politics, prophecy, and peril. The more she uncovers, the more dangerous her existence becomes. There are those who would kill her for what she knows, and others who would use her to further their own ends. Darian becomes both her sword and her shield, but he cannot fight all her battles. Loren must find the strength to stand on her own to decide what kind of future she wants and what she's willing to sacrifice to get it. The romance in City of Gods and Monsters is slow burn, but intense, a constant undercurrent that threatens to explode. It's a relationship built on shared trauma, mutual respect, and an undeniable pull. Darian is possessive but never controlling, protective but not smothering. He lets Loren fight her own battles but is always ready to burn the world if she falls. It's messy and beautiful, dangerous and true, but this is not just a love story. It's a tale of found family, of choosing who you become when the world has done its best to break you. Loren finds strength in unexpected places, an adopted family of Etherians who become her protectors and friends. She forms bonds with people who see her not as weak or broken, but as fierce, capable, and worthy of love. As the climax approaches, the stakes rise and the city teeters on the edge of chaos. War is coming not just between humans and Etherians, but between old gods and new monsters. Loren is thrust into the center of it all, caught between duty, desire, and destiny. She must choose who to trust, who to fight for, and who she's willing to lose. In the end, City of Gods and Monsters is about survival and transformation. It's about the power of pain and the strength that comes from embracing who you are, scars and all. Loren begins her journey as a victim, but by the end, she's a force to be reckoned with. And Darian, the monster everyone feared, may just be the hero Amadale didn't know it needed. This book isn't for the faint of heart. It's dark, violent, and emotionally raw. But it's also breathtakingly beautiful, a story that grips you by the throat and doesn't let go. Kayla Edwards crafts a world where love is as dangerous as war, and sometimes the monsters wear the most human faces. If you're ready for a story that blends fantasy and romance with pain and healing, a tale of gods who lie, monsters who protect, and a girl who learns to wield her own power, then City of Gods and Monsters is the book for you. Buckle up, because this ride is one hell of a storm, and Loren Calla is right at the eye of it. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description.